Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another First Impressions video for Civilization 6 Rise and Fall. Today we'll be looking at the Mapuche tribe, who is in, modern-day Chile. So, yeah, let's get this video going.
Lautaro leads the Mapuche in Civilization 6 Rise and Fall. He was just a teenager when he led the Mapuche tribes to battle against the Spanish, and is still revered among the people of Chile as a war chief and the nation's first true general. The Mapuche's unique ability is Toki. All units trained in a city with an established governor receive additional experience in combat. They also receive a combat bonus against civs in a golden age.
All right, so getting more XP from cities that have an established governor is actually a pretty easy thing to do. It's probably easier than having an encampment in all your cities, to be perfectly honest. The established governor obviously implies that the governor has to be there for enough turns to be established. So you can't just move a governor around everywhere you're trying to train a unit. But that's okay. I mean, you got like 7 governors that you can use, so you're going to be able to use this, take advantage of this bonus in most, if not all of your cities, pretty much the entire time. So that is really cool. Now, obviously, I'm guessing, this stacks with some of the initial XP bonus that you get with the encampment, things like that. It doesn't really say how much bonus it is. I think it does later on. It'll be like a 25% bonus in combat or something like that, which is not insignificant. I mean, that means you're getting to those promotions so much quicker than anybody else that you're going to have some very, very strong units if you can keep them alive. The other part of this is the extra damage or attack versus civilizations in a golden age. I mean, usually when another civilization's in a golden age, that's kind of the time that you want to avoid war with them, although that might actually be the time that they declare war on you. Well, if you're the Mapuche, you're going to be able to negate some of any bonuses they might have and make sure that you're able to go toe-to-toe with their forces. Some of the civilizations they get a little bit extra bonus for being in a golden age or within the first 10 turns of a war or things like that. If you're able to counteract their golden age effects with your plus 10 bonus, that's a pretty big boost. So in some ways, I find this boost to be a bit of an equalizer. It's going to kind of even the playing field where you might not yourself be in a golden age, or you might even be in a dark age or something like that, but you're going to be able to go toe-to-toe against their units and everything's going to be okay. So that's pretty cool.
Their unique improvement is the Chemamull, which provides culture based on the tile's appeal. Later in the technology tree, these improvements also provide tourism.
All right, so you're getting culture from your unique improvement as well as later on tourism. Okay, it definitely lends itself towards going towards a cultural victory for this civilization. It obviously looks like that you're going to be able to stick these right next to each other. I'm guessing, I don't know what the limitations are. Maybe it is based on appeal. It does seem like you would only want to put them in places with high appeal. I don't know if you're only limited to places with high appeal. I don't know if that's something that they had said. But I guess we'll see that once we get into the game. Either way, you stick this in some of the good high appeal places, that aren't along the coast. You're probably still going to want to reserve the coast for those seaside resorts. But some of those internal spots that have, pretty good appeal, stick a couple of these next to it. You're going to get good culture and you're also going to get good tourism. It's really going to help you push towards that tourism victory, possibly even without having to worry about wonders too much, because between the seaside resorts and this, you're going to get a decent amount of culture. So we'll see how that plays out.
The Mapuche's unique unit is the Malone Raider. This light cavalry class unit receives combat bonuses when close to friendly territory. It also costs fewer movement points to pillage improvements and districts.
All right, so you're going to get a combat bonus from being within, range of your cities. And if I back the screen up a little bit here, you can see that it's within 4 tiles, you get plus 5 combat bonus. That's not bad. It's just a free bonus just for staying nearby your cities. 4 tiles is honestly pretty good distance. 4 tiles is going to be able to keep your borders safe. Even that city that's right next to you that the other civilization forward settled on you, you're going to be able to take advantage of that during that spot as well. And then the other effect of this, which is the cheaper pillaging, really just kind of sets these guys up to be just marauders and renegades. And I think actually later on they call them resistance fighters, which, that fits to what their motif is. Just even the playing field. Okay, you got a golden age. That's fine. You know what? You're coming within my territory, or you're near my territory. I'm going to come in. I'm going to swoop in, pillage all your stuff, and take some of your units. And actually, we're about to see another bonus that they get that plays into this strategy even more.
Lautaro's unique ability is called Swift Hawk. If a Mapuche unit defeats an enemy unit within the borders of the enemy city, that city loses loyalty.
All right, so here we go. Here's another bonus that really plays into this resistance fighter kind of motif strategy, if you will. Being able to flip people's loyalty just by killing units within their tiles. If you look at this screenshot right here, I mean, this guy's forward settled you, or maybe you forward settled him, whichever. It doesn't really matter which direction it went. But most of his border is within 4 tiles of your city. So your cavalry's already going to get a bonus there. Let's assume he's in a golden age. He thinks he's safe from being loyalty flipped. Well, guess what? You've got a bonus where you're going to be able to loyalty flip his cities no matter what, era he's in, because you're going to get either a combat bonus in a golden age, or if he's in a normal or a dark age, well, then the loyalty is just going to flip that much faster, and you're going to be able to turn this into its own little city here that you're going to be able to take independent of taking out the leader himself. So this whole loyalty game is going to be very interesting to play as with Mapuche. It's a different take on some of the stuff. I mean, we've seen a lot of other bonuses where you can kind of flip people very passively. This is a very active way to flip people from a loyalty standpoint. And truth be told, if I've got Mapuche on my borders, I'm going to be a little scared because, like I said, even a golden age is not going to be safe against this guy. So we'll see. Have to see how it plays out in the game itself.
This is a versatile civilization that will compete well culturally and in combat. Even in a peaceful game, your Malone Raiders will keep you safe at home. Consider establishing a diplomat governor in your empire to spread increased loyalty to nearby foreign cities. Train your army in the same city to ensure they are promoted quickly as you conquer the cities around you. Can you harness the spirit of resistance to soar above your oppressors? How will you lead the Mapuche in Sid Meier's Civilization 6: Rise and Fall?
All right, so this guy's going to play very interesting overall. I mean, like I said before, if somebody forward settles you, they're really putting their city at risk. I mean, already in Rise and Fall expansion, forward settling is something you've got to be very cautious with. Well, against this guy, it's even more of a big deal because he's going to be able to, potentially declare war against you and flip that loyalty over way quicker than anybody else could normally. The other side of this, though, is you yourself as Mapuche using the strategy, I'm going to go forward settled you. I mean, as we saw in a little bit of the video here, they put a city off on another continent next to somebody else, put a governor in there. They're going to start training out units that can get more combat expertise, or experience, I should say, as well as those horseman units. They're going to be able to, really kind of harass and, pillage and obviously do more damage against you because you're, pretty close to their first city. And they're just going to be able to creep their way across the continent pretty easily, either loyalty flipping or whatever, just really just causing havoc. Even if they don't ultimately take the cities from you, if they just go around pillaging and loyalty flipping a whole bunch of those cities on their borders, well, that's going to mess up your entire game plan. So this civilization will be very interesting to go against in any normal game. Now, as far as victory type of things, definitely going to be geared towards a cultural victory. I mean, his unique unit, or unique improvement is very much geared towards that. So fine, we got the cultural victory. What about other victory types? I mean, combat, sure. I mean, obviously your cavalry units are going to be fairly short-lived, but your other bonuses, as far as, the loyalty flip and things like that, are going to continue out through the rest of the game. So you could go for a combat victory. I don't think it's going to be quite as straightforward as some of the other civilizations, but there's nothing keeping you from it. Now, anybody attacking you while you're going for your cultural victory, I think you're going to be able to defend your lands pretty well for the most part, especially during the time period that your cavalry are floating around. Religious, I don't know that I see religious. I mean, any civilization can win any victory type, technically. Don't really see the religious for this guy. I don't really see science for this guy. So it's really going to be either that culture or maybe a domination victory. But I mean, and honestly, it's the culture is the big one for this guy. Even though only one of his things definitely gives you towards that culture victory type, just the ability to defend yourself and things like that. It's the only bonus he's got that's towards anything other than combat. And the combat bonuses really don't speak towards a strong domination victory. That being said, as I said, a loyalty / domination victory, I guess, is a new take on things in Rise and Fall. So being able to kind of flip cities from a loyalty standpoint or weaken them and things, maybe domination is well within his cards from that strategy. But we'll have to wait and see how that loyalty kind of flows within the course of a game and whatnot. But anyway, interesting civilization. I don't know if he's the strongest civilization on the overall sense. He's probably one of the stronger cultural civilizations that we've seen from the Rise and Fall expansion. But yeah, we'll see how it goes once we get into the game. Anyway, I do appreciate you watching. Hopefully you like this. We've got one more to go next week, and then the expansion drops on the 8th, and I'm pretty excited. So again, thank you for watching. Please give me a like if you liked it. If not, please give me a comment. Tell me what I could do differently or what you thought about this civilization, some of the strengths and weaknesses that you see as well. But until next time, I do appreciate it. Thank you and goodbye.